Oh boy, I was too slow. I was just walking here and there was a turtle. And of course, as soon as I got the phone ready and got it out there, poof, it jumped into the water. Got to move so fast for a turtle. They have these, I won't say the wild turtles, I'd probably call them something else. But I suppose they're more akin to something with danger. They're not the slow moving types that we have. These guys move a bit quicker and they can bite you. So you need to be careful. I suppose as I was as I was saying in the last segment of the video, that there is a business park. That was the word I was trying to think of, business park. So it's very quiet as a business park because it's a Sunday. I've been in America, I would have figured everything would have been open here on a Sunday, but it's as I pan around, you can see it's quiet. There's nobody here, there's nobody working. So there's all of these business parks all over the place, all up and down on this particular boulevard that I'm on. And when I was booking the hotel, it said great hotel, great location, down bang in the middle of the shopping area, and loads of restaurants and whatnot. And so I was talking to the reception last night, and she says, oh yeah, but it's a 10-minute, 15-minute drive away. And it's like, well, no good if you're walking. So it's people's perception of what's there, and the distance can vary depending on people's circumstances. So there we are. So there's a lot of birds making a racket. Yeah, so there's nobody to get on. The business park is quiet. There's nobody here except the church way down yonder, who are in their Hallelujah, which is good. But yes, it's nice. There's another little squirrel. It's nice to be able to take time and sit down in nature. But I suppose we do need to be reminding ourselves, especially here, is that it's wildlife, and it's not called wild for just for the hell of it. It is wild, and it can be dangerous sometimes. So you just need to be mindful of that. I suppose that's one thing. I'll have to get out there and I'll have to tape one. Somebody had posted one of these super trucks, a TR50, I think it is, and this thing just goes like a rocket. And I think maybe it was just somebody who has, souped up their truck. But sitting in the hotel and listening, looking out, you have these, and more than one of these trucks flying by, and just like this guy had posted, and they're like rocket fuel, and they go, there's gone is the speed limit. The speed limit in here used to be 55 or 65, something like that. It's no longer in play. Oh, here's there we are. Look, he's coming back up again. He has the head up out of the water. I don't know if you can see that. And there we go. And he might just come. He might just figure silly person has gone away, and it might be safe to come out, and maybe not. Well, the moment he just has the head out. But anyway, that's the turtle anyway that I was talking about, just in case you thought I was making these things up. And there's another floating bottle, and says, oh, what's this coming down the river? And what's that song? Oh, row, row, row the boat. No, ain't one of them. It's a plastic bottle. So yeah. But yes, they have these trucks, and it seems like every second car is souped up, and they have these engines. I know, if anyone who's familiar with the sound of a Harley Davidson, or the what kind of car is it? It's the Charger, and it's a Ford Mustang. Beautiful. I suppose the Kinta muscle cars that they used to have. There's hundreds of these things over here, and every second one, like I said, going by, you just get this growl, and this thing comes speeding down the road. And yes, it's the one thing that I do like about Florida is their high performance cars and these souped up things. I don't know if I'd fancy driving here again now or not. All of those are, as they say, super busy, and super busy. There's something there that I might be able to sit on now. But yes, it's nice to hear. And there's another iguana across the way. So there's plenty of wildlife. Is it iguana or is it a small alligator? I'm not gonna look. Maybe it's an alligator. Either that or the ferry. No. I'm just being quiet here now for a little while because I don't want to be squaring or what's the word? Frightening this nature. And of course I'd be more afraid than these guys are. But as soon as they hear a voice, they have a tendency to run away. Now, just let's see if it's safe to sit here. Because you have to be careful walking in grass like this, because they have these little grass snakes that if you're not careful and you find, oh, something's itching me, you might look down and say, ah, it's a snake. Now, yes, just check the ground, make sure it's safe to sit on. Yep. Oh, lordy lord. It's unfortunate, but plastic bottles, rubbish everywhere. Now, you might hear a clatter above me. I can't see them. I'm not going to get too close. But they could be either iguanas or they could be birds that's up there. But let me see now. What was it I was looking at across on the other side of the river? See if I can see it again. And no, I'm still not sure if it was a snake or an alligator or an iguana. And there's a swine tree in the way, so I can't see. Ha! There you go. Anyway, it's nice to see. There's a lovely breeze blowing. I know for anybody who's at home in the cold, oh, this is pleasant. This is just pure heaven. Like it is. It's 80 odd there, but you have this cold breeze or this cool breeze which is blowing, and just kind of, you aren't going to get too hot, and it's nice. You can just like sit in the shade, get the breeze, and it is just beautiful. Now we'll overlook the rubbish that's there, but despite that, you know, the nature avails of our rubbish as well, and has a tendency to hide underneath it or within it, or even sort of use the little bottles as a little home. So you never really know what you're going to see. Bad boys. And it's amazing how these things, just songs or these little sayings, come popping up into the head, you know. And they have an ad here for some takeaway thing, and they start singing bad boys for, no, it's for a burger, but yeah, it shows you the power of advertising, that somebody starts playing this song with food, and automatically either you hear the song and then you think burger, you know, the power of suggestion. And that is one thing that I probably won't talk about it now, but I definitely will talk about it later on. And it's auto-suggestion. It's the words that we use to ourselves, and the words that we repeat, and the power of that. You know, it's something so simple. You know, sometimes we can overlook the simplicity things. But I know I've met people that continuously say, oh, I can't do that, and therefore they can't do it. They, you know, because they're telling themselves they can't. But imagine if they were to switch that around and say, I can. It was Tony Quinn. He used to relate the story that his mother used to always sing to him like a rhyme, children's rhyme, when he was a small child, and it was to do with a little, what was it called, them things, a train, and chuck, you know, chucking along, chuck, and going up the hill, and it says, I can. And so yes, so if we program ourselves, if we continuously say this in our mind, and especially related to something that we want to achieve in life, or something that we want to do, whether it be run a marathon, lose weight, get the job, build a house, whatever, by continuously using this auto-suggestion and reinforcing it with something again that's visible or that's viable, well, where's that thing gone? How powerful it can be. You see, I keep getting distracted now with all of these birds that's floating around the place, and you hear them but you don't see them, and you kind of have to, or well, I do anyway, I kind of stop and listen. Now I'm just looking down here. You can see, you might recognize them, you might not, but all of the little footprints, you know, where some animal has, or animals plural, have used this route to get into the water or to get out of the water. And of course, it's what a lot of these, you know, these these creatures would be doing would be coming out to sun themselves to get the heat of the sun, because that's their solar power. Oh yeah, it's a woodpecker. Oh, what a beautiful bird, man. It's got a grey body, beautiful red head. I can't really see far enough, and it's not going. Is it going bump bump bump? No. There we go. There's a few of them there now. Let me see. Am I on the wrong tree? I'm on the right tree. The wrong tree. God, bloody Lord. There we go. I don't know if you can see them, but definitely they're there. You might be able to hear them through my clatter. They're chasing themselves. They're back on the tree again. So it could very well be mating season, and they could be out doing their thing. There we go. There's one. Is there another one showing up? There we go. Lovely. Lordy Lord. But yes, that's it. I have to check the river again, make sure nothing's coming up. There's a little turtle. No. I didn't mention too many things just in case you'd be disappointed and say, what's he talking about? I don't see any turtles there. But it's amazing with nature. I mean, talking about turtles and stuff like that, and being on the river, being surrounded by nature, it brings me back to the time when I was up in the Himalayas, and I went on just one of the little tours, which did the jungles of northern India. And so we had to go in a big long canoe to get across this river. You go up the river, and then it goes like from one side to the other side, and you kind of go up and down the river, and then you get on an elephant, and you look for the tigers and the rhinos. But on the river, the amount of wildlife that was floating about. Now there were sea snakes there, or river snakes, I suppose is what you call them, and turtles and all manner of stuff. But as you were going along, because I mean all of these lush vegetation, there was all manner of monkeys and all sorts of stuff. Oh, look at that. World War II aeroplane. All manner of wildlife floating around us. And I suppose maybe it was because it was a long canoe, and the guy who was driving the boat, he was Indian, and maybe he was, I don't say nervous, maybe he was shy. But I ended up being the tour guide, pointing out all of these things, and every time I looked into the river, there was something else, and I was saying, look. But I was amazed that there was, how many people in the canoe? It was maybe 10 or 12 people in it. Amazing amount of people who didn't see anything, or who weren't aware of, when they tell you that saying, don't dip your feet or put your hands, trail your hands in the river. They tell you that for a reason. Because, I mean, something might come along and bite you. Or, you might pull your hand out and find you've got no fingers left. So you have to be very careful in these things. But when you hear that, you know that there's nature, we're surrounded by wildlife. And to be mindful, to open up your consciousness, if you like, to spread it out a bit, to get in tune with whatever nature's floating around, and become like, what was that English guy, Bellamy, was it David Bellamy or some such? I could be pronouncing his name wrong, but he was a big man. He used to get excited, and maybe, I don't know if he did the nature or if he did the stars, but he used to get very excited about these things, and anytime he saw something. And maybe that's what I should have been in a different life, because definitely I kind of get excited when I see these things. And see there, you can just see on that tree here, was it a palm tree? There's a lot of chucking going on. I'd have to really be sitting down underneath and be very quiet to kind of get a glimpse, because I mean that is the one thing with nature. Like I said, with wildlife, you do have to be very quiet, and you need to be very patient and just sort of sit quiet and wait. And now there's another turtle there, just sinning itself underneath the thing. And of course they're well camouflaged because they look like rocks and stones. So sometimes that's why you need to sort of be able to just relax and take your time looking at things until you can say, yes, it's moving, I see it, and see it for what it is. Because I mean, nature is well camouflaged, absolutely well camouflaged. But anyway, I think I'll drop it now, and I had no intentions at all of picking up the phone. Good job I brought the phone with me. I was charging it this morning, so I was waiting before I came outside to charge the phone. So tomorrow I'm going on the Everglades. And I remember seeing things about the Everglades and reading about the Indians that's on the Everglades and the history of Florida and the Everglades. And there was an author called Carl Hiaasen, and he's a Floridian, and he wrote books, and he had these very weird characters, but they're all based in Florida. And it's amazing. And it was one thing that he always talked about, you know, the degradation of the country, and how, or especially the state of Florida, through man moving in, and you know that the nature, more nature and wildlife is disappearing. So yes, so tomorrow I am taking a trip on the Everglades, on one of these, what do they call them, airboats or something, you know, the things that ride across the grass, and so you can, oh, look at that, let me see, it's amazing. Where are you? I can't see on the bloody phone. Jeez. Ah, there you go. Now, it was that queer creature that we saw down the road. Oh, look, there's another one. You know, now, where did they just show up from? Let me see, there you go, there's two of them there now. Like, I've been sitting here for a few minutes now, and I know I was talking, but there's two of them there now. The other one just showed up out of nowhere. It's like a magician, you know, it didn't fly, it just all of a sudden, poof, there it was. Where's it gone? There we go. Anyway, there they are. Huge big duck. Could be tasty eating maybe, you know. I don't know if they eat them here or not, but tasty. There's that shoe again, running down the river, or running down the canal. But yes, so I will make sure the phone is charged, and I will have it with me tomorrow, and I will do another little run commentary on the wildlife which is left in Florida. And I suppose I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but you know, two of the main things, the alligator was the main predator, and the panther, what do they call it over here? They call it something else. Were the main, the primary apex predator, if you like, in the Everglades. And what happened was, people, I don't know why, who in the right age, or who in any age, would want to be having a snake as a pet. But people were bringing in these exotic snakes, and so they're bringing in these pythons and all sorts of big, because a python is a huge snake, like a boa constrictor, and all these kind of things as a pet. Go figure. And of course, whether they got bored with them, or found that they were too big, or this or that, I don't know what, but they let them go, and they found themselves in the wildlife. But what has happened is that they are now the #1 predator, is the python snake, and these guys have been huge. And of course, they were in the Everglades, not minding their own business, but nobody was aware of them until they were huge, and all of a sudden they were seeing like dogs and pets and wildlife, and even alligators losing it through the python. Oh, there it is, look, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, it's a big iguana going up the tree. Oh, I'd never make a cameraman, oh, whoa. So that's who's making all the noise. A big iguana climbing up the tree. And yep, I just got the tail end of him, but I don't think I got him on the phone. I was jumping around too much. I'll have to get myself one of these sticks or something to put this on so I can be more steady. But anyway, what was I saying? Yes, pythons have taken over. And so we shall see what we see tomorrow, and I will report back then, or if I see something exciting later on, I will make another one. Juk juk juk.